During the funeral, my stepmother tried to send my step-siblings to sit with the rest of us in the section for grandkids. But my aunt and uncle stepped in and put a stop to it, telling her that the seating was strictly for the biological grandkids. It was awkward to say the least, but things got even worse after the service. Each of us, the actual grandkids, were given a special grandkid inheritance that our grandparents had prepared for us. A memory book filled with stories, letters and mementos they'd lovingly saved for each of us, with entries that went right up until the day before my grandma passed. My step-siblings got nothing. Absolutely nothing. They were devastated, and honestly it broke my heart to see how blindsided they were. The atmosphere at home has been unbearable ever since. My dad and stepmother were furious, not just at my grandparents even though they're both gone now, but at my aunts and uncles too for letting this happen. My dad confronted me saying I needed to show sibling love and loyalty and stand against my extended family for excluding my step-siblings. When I refused, he accused me of being selfish and lacking compassion. My stepmother jumped in too, telling me that I owed it to her kids to defend them. That's when I finally snapped. I told them that none of this was my fault, and I refused to turn my back on my extended family, the only link I have left to my mom. They weren't happy with that. They told me I was choosing sides, that by refusing to defend my step-siblings, I was pushing my grandparents and the rest of my extended family over a cliff, but I stood my ground. I told them the real cruelty was that they had let this situation happen in the first place. I reminded my stepmother that she knew my grandparents only included her kids because they were forced to if they wanted to see me and my brother. Dad had insisted on it, and my step-siblings were never really family to them. My step-siblings had been living a lie and it wasn't fair to them. I told my dad and stepmother that they should have never allowed the kids to believe they were truly loved by my grandparents when they knew otherwise. They had set them up for this heartbreak, not me. The real cruelty wasn't what happened at the funeral. It was the fact that they let this fantasy go on for so long. Now that the truth was laid bare, they expected me to turn on the only family I have left to defend a lie. My dad and stepmother lost it. They said my brother and I were heartless, just like the rest of our extended family. They accused us of lacking empathy, of being selfish, and of letting our step-siblings suffer without a second thought. But I know the truth. It wasn't us who caused this mess. It was them, and now they're trying to pass the blame.